What's up, everybody? Welcome to another episode of Night Riders Podcast, where we keep bringing you that 411 on all this wicked stuff out there. And I do want to give a little update on this Charlie Kirk and stuff, and all this other news have heard of. But before I do all that, I do want to get into some news that I was supposed to talk on my last episode before that happened to be a tribute to Charlie. But right around the time that before Charlie even got murdered, they did come out saying that they had released the Epstein files, quote unquote. That apparently some people are saying that it's true, some people are saying it's not. You know, I 100% don't think it's true. And once I've done research and stuff, kept continuing on. You know, when I did research from Charlie, it turned out to be like a Israel thing. It had to do with Israel. I'm not 100% sure on it, but it was more of a Epstein was working with like a spy agent or something like that from Israel, and they had very top secrets. They had a lot of dirt on a lot of billionaire peoples, and so that was considered the Epstein's file. But when they try to keep that covered up, and then when they're trying to do is make it more celebrity dirt and stuff, you know, like the Diddy stuff, where obviously he had the Diddy parties and stuff, and all these celebrities out there having a lot of freak-ons and stuff. And they're trying, because America, obviously the biggest thing in America that sells a lot is sex. That's the number one things that kind of sells a lot here. So that's why everybody catches their attention on all these sex stuff out there. So, but anyways, one of the things that I saw that Peter Mandelson, he was the British ambassador. He had recently got his job. He had got fired a day or two before Charlie was murdered. He had got fired because of they had found emails and other documents of him and Jeffrey Epstein, like just very close, like best friends in a way. So they had fired him. Hey, I can't remember how much time he was in office with the UK ambassador, but I want to say he did like maybe 2 decades, maybe 3 possibly. But so all that time, and then just for him to get cut off, fired easily just because of the Epstein stuff, which it makes sense though. I mean, you know, these people, they don't want to be shown. I don't know what they want to do, but obviously they're up to something. So, and then they're cutting all these people off and stuff. And another thing that Charlie had spoken on the day of his murder, he was saying that when, you know, he was right before he got shot, they were asking him about school shootings and stuff, and he had mentioned that a lot of them were transgender shooters. So that caught my attention, and I was looking into it, and I really couldn't find no school shootings and stuff about transgenders. But what I did find is that from Biden's term of predecessor, can't talk right now. His 4 years as president, there was a lot of school shootings or incidents throughout the whole term. And what caught me off guard is like, man, why did the media not put this out there? They didn't tell us nothing about this. Their media. What I remember in those terms, it was all the illegals coming in, border going crazy, and the Ukraine war. That's all I remember from Biden's president term. So I'm like, what the heck now with Trump back? Now with school shootings, because that day that Charlie got murdered, there was an actual school shooting that same day too, and I want to say Minnesota. Actually, today there was a school shooting today again in Dallas. Well, somebody has shot up an ICE agency, so the claim that they found the shooter stuff. So obviously there's got a lot of school shootings going on around. So what I'm trying to find is, you know, according to Charlie, he had said that the majority of these is from left wing. And so when I saw that, I couldn't find the transgender thing, but when I saw that it was under Biden's that had so much, but the Democrats didn't put it out there like they're doing right now that Trump and the Republicans are in office. So it's like, man, what the heck? Why aren't they not letting us know about this stuff? Why aren't they, informing us about school shootings like this? But now that Trump and the Republicans are back in office, now it's like, hey, this is happening, and it's getting bad. It's getting worse. We need gun control laws and all this. And it's like, wait a minute, what the heck? Like, now it's being a big deal, but when they were in office, there was no big deal. So it's like, what the heck is going on? Why aren't they telling us everything? It's because what I'm thinking, what I want to say is they don't want to put out when it's convenient for them. They don't want to put it out there. Yeah, pretty much like that. No, they want to put it out there when it's convenient for them. When it comes to them, they don't want to put it out there. They want to hide it and stuff. They want to wait until it comes to the next. Because that's what I think that happened with the UK ambassador being involved with the Epstein files. I want to say he had to do a lot with the left wing, but even though on the picture that I saw, he was with Trump the most. So I don't know what's going on, really, but there's something obviously going on behind the scenes, behind those curtains, behind the White House that they really ain't telling us 100%. And then as another thing, like if I get to it later about the Charlie incident, there's a lot of stuff that's not making sense with his murder and stuff. So obviously there's something going on, and obviously we just gotta do research. You gotta follow who you think might be true to be speaking on this. I follow Officer Tantrum, and Candace Owens. I think those are right now the best two options that I think. A lot of people are saying Tucker Carlson's another one, but I think those two really right now are the ones that are having the best info to give out about all this stuff. So check them out, watch them, and we'll see what happens. But yeah, man, back to the UK and all that, and the school shootings. So it's like, it's crazy how they're not telling us about all this. It's like, why aren't they? Why are they hiding all this stuff? And when it comes down to it, I think it has to be involving with the plan that they got going on. And what I'm saying about that is, what I realize about all this is, Trump. I don't know, man. I mean, he seems like he's doing okay. It's hard to tell. I mean, this is barely about to be his first year as president. But what I kind of notice, even in this involvement with the Charlie scandal, is the fact that I kind of seen that it's all just a show, man. It's all just a propaganda for them. Because one thing is, one thing that caught me off guard is why was Trump giving all these updates and stuff regarding Charlie and stuff, and not the actual hospital themselves or the doctors. I understand that because Charlie was very into Trump himself, very Trump supporter himself, so that's probably why. But it just, to me, it was off from the get-go, and to continue all this, it was just everything's just kind of not making sense or anything. And so we just got to kind of get an idea of what's going on, because, like I said, I feel like they're coming after our freedom of speech with this Jimmy Kimmel thing that just recently happened. It was like an attack to our freedom of speech, because I watched that video and I really didn't see nothing regarding. I mean, he didn't really make any comments towards Charlie. He only mentioned his name, I think, once, but he was more making a joke towards the president himself, because when they asked the president how he's grieving of all this, he said pretty much it's sad, but then right after that, he wanted to talk about remodeling the White House. And so you got one of your biggest supporter who believed in you just got murdered, and they ask how you're grieving, and what the thing you say right away is, oh yeah, it's sad, but anyways, we got remodeling coming to the White House starting in a couple weeks, or starting in a couple days, and it hasn't been done in 150 years, which I don't know, to him is big news and stuff. But like, what the heck, bro? Like, I mean, I don't know, everybody agrees different and stuff, but That's what Jimmy Kimmel was joking about, is the fact that, you know, you one of your biggest supporters just got murdered, and you seem to not show any grieving or stuff. And if he continue, and then they get cut off there on some videos that I saw, it got cut off there, and so it's like, well, there's, you know, a lot of people right now you got to be careful with a lot of things too, because a lot of people right now are showing videos, but they're cutting out of the context stuff. Context, and like they cut that off right there. But if you watch the video because I went and rewatched that episode of Jimmy Kimmel, because I was like, you know, not a big. I mean, I was a big fan back then, but after the years and stuff, I just didn't pay much attention to his show anymore. So, but I'm just like, I don't think Jimmy would be that dumb to joke about something like that. You know, he doesn't seem like that type of guy. But I mean, I don't know him, so. But so I'll continue. I watched the episode, and he specifically didn't. He continued to joke more about Trump and not Charlie at all. So when the scandal broke out that they fired Jimmy because his comments were very inhumane over Charlie and stuff, it wasn't really about Charlie, man. It was more about Trump. And so when you see that, something like that, you know, a lot of people were praising happy, celebrating because they weren't Jimmy supporters or followers or anything. So I was like, I ain't paying no mind to it. But then when you watch the tribute, which by the way was pretty good, it was a good thing. If you didn't watch it, I watched it. I watched parts of it. When Trump came up, I don't know, man. I don't know. I guess I'm starting to like not see how he is and stuff, or not as a president, but as a person. It's like, man, you know, it really shows you how nasty they can be, politicians wise. But he was talking dirty about Biden, and which I don't know if it's true, but I saw that Biden came out saying Biden has stage 4 cancer and all that, which I hope to him the best. You know, to some people he was the best president. To me, I think he was kind of outdated, like lost and stuff. So that's just me. You don't have to agree with it if you don't, but I still wouldn't wish him that type of, you know, I wouldn't wish him that type of, you know, wish him. I mean, we all get old at some point, and obviously we're all going to catch something that is going to put us in that casket. Bruce Willis example, he's got dementia, and they know telling really how long he's got. But by the video, I mean, I kept up with him because big fan of Bruce Willis, but he kind of staged on that stage where he's forgetting everything, and so we just gotta, you know, pray for all these people and stuff. But the stuff that he has said at a show where the people are praising the Lord Jesus and all that, and you're gonna come out saying, you know, I don't like my opponents, I hate them. Like, bro, like, come on, bro. This is the total opposite of what Charlie was about and stuff. So, like, that just kind of shows you, man, this world is very wicked out there, and it's insane how low we can get. But that's what I'm trying to say, is that was an example of how can Jimmy just make a joke and then fire him, and you out here saying stuff like that. That kind of seems to me like hate speech in a way, but I mean, I don't know if some people want to take it that way or not take it that way. I mean, some people don't have to take it away, but that to me was like, come on, bro, you know, you kind of hypocrite yourself, because you got Jimmy fired because you saying the statements he made was very uncruel and hateful. And all he did was made a joke, but then you over here saying stuff like that, and it's like, well, wait a minute, like only you can say and stuff. And I'm not 100% sure on what's going on, but according to some of the research I've done, you know, if we can have free speech on it until we talk about Israel. And when you talk about Israel, that's when it's all, oh, you got to watch out what you're saying and stuff. So it's like, wait a minute, what the heck, you know, like, and that was one thing that Charlie was afraid of. It's like, why is my freedom of speech being questioned or viewed differently when I'm talking about a certain country that is blackmailing, according to him, quote unquote, is blackmailing these billionaires and stuff. So it's like, what the heck? But like I said, I haven't really done a fully research to sit here and say that's what's going on. I'm just saying that I'm just pointing out some of the stuff that I've seen, because I'm saying it's been a long week, and it's everything is really how the tribute to Charlie and everything, which is very, like I said, if you didn't get to watch it, just go watch it again. I'm sure it's on YouTube now and stuff, but. And the speech his wife gave, which I know everybody right now is showing us that, that's really how we should be living life, is forgive and stay strong and forgive. Because she came out saying she forgives the young kid who murdered her husband. Me personally, man, I don't know about if I could do that, but it is a way that we should be living and stuff. But like I was just trying to say is, man, our freedom of speech is getting questioned. It is mess, and that's the only freedom we have right now is our freedom of speech, our freedom of opinion and things and stuff. A lot of people out there saying that Charlie Hill was very hateful and stuff. He wasn't. I mean, if you watch his videos, like I ain't gonna lie, I've been this whole week, I just been watching his videos and stuff, and he wasn't hateful at all, and he was open to anybody coming at him, challenging him to any type of debate, whether it be race, whether it be religion, gender, whatever. He was open to anything, and he openly challenged. I remember seeing a video, like 7 years old, I think. And he says, I think this is when he was starting. He was saying that he openly would allow he set out a challenge and said, whoever wants to come up on the mic and debate me on whatever they want, they are free to do so. So you don't mean to tell me that's a guy like that was very hateful? Come on, man, get out of there. It ain't no thing like that. And speaking of hate, before I forget, there was an incident a couple of days after Charlie's incident. A young black male by the name of Demetrion Trey Reed. He was found on the Monday after Charlie's incident. The following week, he was found hung on his university, and they called it foul play. Right now, the autopsy came out, and they said that it was suicide, that he was very suicidal, and it was suicide. Now, I watched some videos. Some people are saying that he had broken bones, that he was beaten up, attacked, and he had a couple broken bones, and then they hung him. Lynching, pretty much, we could say. But when I was reading the report, they were saying that then there was no evidence found of him having any broken limbs, bones, or anything. So what's going on? That's what's going on. I don't know if the people who work in the autopsy, are they working for the police under there, or investigations guys came out and paid them. There's no telling what's going on, because or maybe the autopsy person, they missed it. It's hard to find. I don't know. I don't really do that type of stuff, but from shows that I see, I know it's just programming. It's all fake and stuff, but they're supposed to check everything. They're supposed to feel everything. So it's like, how can you say someone's very suicidal? He was from the things that I found, he was very happy. According to his family, he had no thoughts of suicide. He was never that type of person. So, so what's going on, really? Like, are they hiding something from it? Like I'm saying, this whole week, man, honestly, and I may have got a little crazy topics all at once and stuff, but it's been a crazy week, and then it's just trying to put this all together in the last minute. But when you seeing stuff like that and then they're not, TikTok and all that, it's not talking about this. It's silent. So it's like, this to me obviously had to be a hate crime. Is there enough evidence to suggest that? No, there's not enough. But I feel like it has like something in my gut feelings tell me this was a hate crime, but they're not calling it that. They're calling it suicidal, and that's what really is gonna have to go to. But now family lost another kid. I think he was 23. Like I say, he was in a university. I can't Mississippi. I think it was, but um, so it was like, well, come on, man. Like, are we really that blind? I mean, obviously everything's been focused on Charlie and stuff, which I'm not trying to say that we need to, focus on other things, but obviously there's a lot of stuff going on out there that we need to pay more attention to, and kind of, yes, we do need to speak up on like how Charlie was speaking up, yes, but there's a lot of stuff out there happening that we also need to, because that happened. A young kid like that is, that to me could be like a start of a big race war, and that's to me is like another thing that's what they're wanting. That's why I feel like it's something like that they want to start something. They're trying to move us away from Charlie, because when they murdered Charlie, they didn't kill his agenda. They like threw gas on fire. It built up more. A lot more people have woken up, put it that way, and seeing that something is going on, something is happening, and by murdering someone who was giving us a message, not just about what's going out there, but a message from God too, because he was almost like he could have been one of Jesus' disciples, because he was quoting a lot of stuff in the Bible. He knew a lot of scriptures. He was just, and like I said, to me, he was not a hateful man. He was very loving. He didn't believe in evil. He just believed people were lost and that they just needed help on regaining themselves. And he changed some people. I did watch some video where he did change some people's lives, and he was happy for them and all that. So obviously, he was the light of something. And by murdering him, it woken up a lot of people. And before I head out, man, I just want to say, man, all you people that celebrated his death and now we're posting videos that crying because now you got fired and you don't understand why, because you exercising your freedom of speech. That's exactly what Charlie was doing. He was exercising his freedom of speech, and look what happened to him. He lost his life for it. You lost your job. Two very different things. So, I hope you can find another job, but I also low key hope that you kind of get 6 months behind on your bills and stuff, because that was very unfair for him, and for you to celebrate was very inhumane and very sad. And I hope you get the help, but I also do hope that you're 6 months behind and stuff. That's just me. I'm being a little petty and stuff, but that's just me, man. Because now there's two kids gonna grow up without their father, very young. Very, very young. A wife is now a widow, and then she has to support not only his company, but also has to be there for the kids. Which another thing, man, I don't understand how you guys are wanting her to. I saw a lot of videos where y'all saying that she's part of the clique now because she did the horns, she did something like that, and then people are saying that was the devil sign and stuff. If you don't know sign language, man, you just look it up or something, or just keep your mouth shut, because she posted the I love you sign in sign language. She didn't post the devil sign. So obviously right now it's too early to be starting all these conspiracies and all that. So, and another thing, man, how are you just going to sit there and be behind a phone, computer, whatever, and say she needs to, follow his footsteps and stuff? She's got two kids she's got to take care of. Obviously, they murdered Obviously, they murdered her husband for the stuff he was saying. You don't think they'll do that to her too? They'll do that to her too, I'm sure. So we have to be the voice, not her. Us. If you don't like something, man, get on behind the mic. Don't be scared, or go up to a person. There's a lot of them. Charlie was not the only one doing college tours. There's a lot of other people out there doing college tours. Don't be scared. Get on that mic and speak your opinions. That's what he was doing. So if you want that, you can go out there and do it yourself. That's what I'm doing here. So let's get out there and speak our voices out there, man. But I'll catch you guys on the next episode, and thank you guys if y'all watched all through. I'm sorry if I dismantled you guys on I was not organized on this episode, but thank you guys if y'all watched it, and I'll catch you on the next episode.